As I flip the dials from channel to channel, hearing chatter about the Philadelphia Eagles offseason, I've noticed a trend here. A lot of the talking heads seem to think that Nick Foles is going to be a free agent in a matter of weeks. And the reality is he's not. The reality is Nick Foles isn't going to go to another team and dictate his payday. He's not going to be jostling with Kirk Cousins to see who gets the biggest contract on the open market. He already has a contract for 2018. It pays him $7 million. It's actually more than what Carson Wentz makes under the third year of his rookie deal as the second overall pick in the draft. For the Eagles, it's very affordable to keep both around, and you need both. Carson Wentz has already made it clear he's not changing his physical playing style, a playing style that already resulted in a torn ACL, the torn ACL that allowed Nick Foles to eventually become the Super Bowl 52 MVP. So Foles doesn't have much control here. Sure, he can balk at a trade if the Browns want to do a deal, and Foles makes it clear he doesn't want to play for the Browns. Probably not a good idea for the Browns to do that deal. And if Foles says, I'm not going to do a long-term contract with a new team, that may scare off a team that otherwise would want to make an investment in someone who's going to be there for more than one season. Either way, Foles is not heading to the market. Foles is not going to go to the highest bidder. Foles is not guaranteed to be anything other than a bystander in 2018. And that's how it may play out. The Super Bowl 52 MVP may be an insurance policy for the Eagles in 2018, standing and watching Carson Wentz play wire to wire if he stays healthy, but ready to go in the event that Wentz gets injured again. As the Indianapolis Colts move on to an unexpected phase 2 of their search for a head coach, they have 3 candidates. PFT reported in the aftermath of Josh McDaniels saying no thank you to the Colts on Tuesday night that there would be 3 candidates identified and interviewed in the next couple of days. And the 3 names that have emerged since then: Eagles offensive coordinator Frank Reich, Saints assistant Dan Campbell, and now Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier, who previously worked for the Colts, as did Reich. They appear to be the 3. And if the Colts like what they hear from at least one of those 3, that will be it. There's a chance they don't like what they hear from any of them, and they go on to what would be phase 3. Either way, the clock is ticking. The scouting combine is 3 weeks away, and typically it's useful to have a coaching staff in place when the scouting combine begins. The Colts most likely will, and for now it appears that the next coach will come from the trio of Reich, Campbell, or Frazier. Well, the catch rule finally has caught the attention of the unblinking red eye of 345 Park Avenue. And once the commissioner has you in his sights, you better brace yourself for something. Now, the something that apparently is coming is a complete reconstructing of the catch rule back to square one. And I hope that's not what happens. I think that would be a mistake. Rich McKay, the Falcons president and CEO, and also the chairman of the competition committee, appearing on PFT Live a couple of weeks back, said, you know, one of the realities here is if you change it too much, you have unintended consequences that could play out. That could happen if they try to rebuild the catch rule from the very beginning. And I think what they're doing here, they're trying to hit a reset button on the catch rule. Number one, to fix it, but number two, so they don't constantly hear about all the past examples of the catch rule gone haywire that has marred the Shield, whether it's Calvin Johnson, whether it's Des Bryant, whether it's Jesse James, or any of the other plays where we still continue to look back and say, why wasn't that a catch? The NFL, if it starts over again with the catch rule, can send a message to anyone who cares that they shouldn't care about those past incidents. That's still not a reason to go back to square one. The rule can be fixed with a few easy tweaks, and those tweaks will be the subject of another discussion here at Pro Football Talk. For now, though, the overriding advice to the NFL, don't blow the thing up. It just needs a few fixes here or there. And if you blow it up and start over again, you may end up blowing it up all over again a few years from now.
One event transcends sport, transcends entertainment, and captivates the world.
Schifrin wins gold for the U.S. Americans have swept the podium.
And an event that will change the way viewership is quantified and reported.
Hi, I'm Joe Brown, and I run research here at NBC Sports. I'd like to tell you about the new reporting system for the Pyeongchang Olympics this February. It's called Total Audience Delivery, or TAD. TAD counts all viewership of a program that is presented across multiple platforms. very common and is used to some extent by all media companies these days, as nearly every major sporting event is available on TV, online, and on mobile. It wasn't too long ago that the only metric that mattered for an Olympics was the primetime household rating, because coverage was only available on the NBC broadcast network. But our world has changed, and so has NBC Olympics coverage, which will top 2,400 hours. For Pyeongchang, we'll have simultaneous primetime coverage across NBC, NBCSN, and our digital and mobile platforms, a Winter Games first. So we'll aggregate this simultaneous viewership to produce TAD, which is now a far more accurate measurement than the antiquated household rating. Whether you're watching figure skating on NBC, hockey on NBCSN, or streaming biathlon, you will be counted. We pioneered this system in Rio, and it allowed us to accurately capture nearly 2 million more viewers each night in our reporting, proving that a significant number of people choose to watch Olympic events on other NBCU networks and devices. In addition to broadcast, cable, and streaming, millions of Americans will also consume NBC Olympics content on Snapchat, Google, and other social platforms, accounting for millions more minutes of consumption that we will report separately from TAD. And since we control all Olympic media rights in the U.S. through 2032, future platforms that can be measured and monetized may also eventually be included in TAD. So enjoy the games, and no matter how or where you watch, you will be counted.